WSL matchup, round 9 between South Hobart. Sorry for the delay, commentary coming through. I've had some technical difficulties at the ground. Have to sort through. Hopefully, coming through clearly. Work through them more at half time if needed. Yeah, it's just underway and still nil all here at Darcy Street. Pretty an intriguing one for viewers today. South Hobart starting early and Knights have been taking it to them early. This matchup a couple of weeks ago has been 4-0 into South Hobart as All Ahead tries to get on the ball. Take a quick throw for South Hobart. Get out of trouble. Now South Hobart on the ball a little bit more. Little flat ball coming through from Jasmine White. It's in goals. Just
out we go now.
To collect. Play through the middle there. Get on, getting on the ball. Coming away from Westwood. Bachelor up the line. Cutting inside is onto the right. Well over the bar is Laura Davis. He's dangerous in that South Hobart striker position. Setting up in a 4-2-2-2 shape. You can see defensively here where got the two strikers up front and then Chambers and Stalker, wider players, still quite attacking, and then All Ahead and Roberts sitting in the base of midfield. Nice. Can they play out? Well around by Stalker, but a nice big tackle by Glenorchy Gidon. And a classic through ball from Gidon. Scott Brown on the ball. Charlotte Butler's in the middle there for it, and it's well cleared away by Ruby Batchelor. And well challenged by Broadbent, beasting it over Laura Davis. Bologna to spread it wide. Not got much up the line as Chambers tries to chase it down. Pressure from the South Hobart winger.
That should be Charlotte. You won't be sticking in more centrally.
Nice little comes through from Butler. It's a low ball, looking for Brown. A good counter press. Brown has some space to shoot, goes on the left. Well blocked from Westwood and chopped out by All Ahead. Knights have been right on this one early. Reed tries to thump it. Still operating in a new position for her in that defensive midfield. The classic centre-back through Kingra days and last year at Knights. Or bent on the coverage of Davis. I think that might be a bit of a tactic. They're just going with some extra pace with the threat of Davis and White. That's two of the quick players in the league. It's a really nice call out. And away from Brown. Westwood keeping her in check nicely. Down into the nice midfield. They can't play out with the press of Stalker. She'll go forward and into space Flying tackle wasn't a good one. Davis is on side, but it's a little bit strong for South Hobart striker. I think if it's the Glenorchy goal, we'll go forward towards Kanagisa.
That's it, good enough there, good enough there. Good enough there. Push up a little bit, James. Charlotte, push up a tiny bit. That's it, good. Excellent.
Good block from Brown as South Hobart trying to play out and they can't get out.
Jim, not too far. Charlotte, not too far.
Let's take a little break for the tying of the shoes of Jenna Farrow in goals. Chopped out of play. It's a pretty even start to this one. Nice and sunny here at Darcy Street. It's splendid in the sunshine. And we have kind of a little bit of shade coming over from that playground side of the ground. That shouldn't impact too much. Chillingly cold
Now swap them over.
day.
Swap them over, son. Yep. Ed, don't worry about that too much there. Yep, good.
It's really nice conditions for football. Might even just be a little bit warmer out. Girls out there this afternoon.
Everything getting back central, that's Summer's play.
Throw comes in and blocked out by Summer Neal. Really engaged South Hobart. Front four at the moment is Roberts. Back off injury. A little bit over the top for Tasman White running in behind. I think that's a real threat you've just got to manage from South is the Davis and White. They both like to get in behind. They don't like to drop in quite so much. So if Glenorchy can sort of manage that threat in behind and they'll have a fair bit of ball in this sort of area if they don't make mistakes. It's maybe not the best bit of defending as White skips through. She does have an option up the top. Goes to the byline and Vukovic sits on top of it well. The scheduling anomaly for Glenorchy. The last game that they played was against South Hobart, the bye last week, and then had South in the cup. So one of those interesting cup matchups. And Streeves radar as well off, looking for a run in behind. But Brown had sort of come towards it. Glenorchy it's a really interesting shape as well. Almost a back three with Bologna trying to marshal Davis at the moment. Cut in on her right foot, goes past two. Nice flat ball. Stalker. Chipped up in the air. Pinkovic, very well held. That was a challenging floating ball from the Knights keeper. She's done very well to haul that one in. Up the line. They work. Gidon will get on that ball strongly. Try and play it through. Hits Brown. To lay it off, but the Neal run forthcoming. Here's Shreve. Nice feet. Shreve. Wiley. Shreve again trying to control things. Again goes past Chambers and tries to play a through ball. Just a little bit too leggy for Brown up forward. And Farrow, the South Hobart goals, easily taking it. Kanagisa and Westwood will set it up. Comes out wide. Nicely done. A bit of space now. Tries to survey it. Gives Chambers a fair bit of work to do and it's being a little bit too much out of play. Chambers up for a foul throw. Shove in the back. Chambers does it well. Try and score space down the line, but there's not much there for it. Goes Gadon. Brown. She's got 3 red shirts around her. Really no help, but does well to keep that ball. Now a bit of space for Ebony Pitt. It's a nice ball out. Christie is on her left. Tries to poke it in the path of Butler. Well done again by Broadbent. As I said, Knights are playing a very interesting shape today. They've realised there's a lack of width at times from South, given they're playing 2 up front. And they're playing, almost a traditional back 3. 2 people marking 1 free. And Shreve as the base of the diamond, really, in their midfield. Should have a bit of an overload in that middle. I think Stalker and Chambers are going to have to make hay up that sort of full-back positions. It's really threaten them today. Broadbent does well to mop up. And they're playing some good football Knights. On top here at the moment, which we would have said going in to the game.
Here you go, Charlotte. We're on the afterburners.
Ball comes in.
Sam, that's where we need to be there.
Spread back out wide. Done by Bologna. South aren't able to break in a sort of traditional fashion. Knights are really alert to that danger. It's an interesting little ball across, and nicely chopped out by Danielle Canagisa. Centre back position. Davis is a one-on-one. I think Broadbent could have played her offside. A sniff of a foul, not given by the referee. Actually does pay advantage in the end. Davis is back up. Round 1. Do around the corner. All ahead. Using her strength well and hits a little skimmer past the side of the goal.
Can we work? Run away. Keep it.
Goes Bologna. Well away again. Hard ball for Canagisa. She does well to snot it down, and Chambers get there first. Nice. Not really sure who to kick up. It's a good ball into White, and a lovely little touch around the corner. Can give it sorted out with Broadbent. He can. Been good early, Givitz. That one high. Batchelor with the sun to deal with. Gets the head on it well. But Shreve with some space. Probably entered a little bit before she needed to. Goes Batchelor again. Davis. Broadbent away. Having a little bit to deal with. Young Knights defender. It's 5th overall this season, 9 points. Equal points with Kingborough, which I think for them is a good result so far. Still a very young side overall. A little bit of experience in there, but compare that to the likes of Jasmine White, Laura Davis, Canagisa. Oh, that's a bit of a hairy one for Knights defenders to deal with. Away by Summer Neal. Roberts. Here's Gadon. Does have Brown running through for her. Goes to Butler instead. Shapes up and pokes it into the pass with Farrow. No real power on the shot. Done by Shreve. Stalker coming in from the wing now. Glenorchy have a bit of space to work with, but no one making a run. They'll go back into trouble here. And it's maybe not the best ball. Wheel doing enough just to hold it up. And again, Broadbent having to do the mopping up. Does very well. Competitiveness really strong from young Knights defender. They're dropping off pretty deep just to have one South Hobart player challenge their 2 or 3 Knights. They're going to have to make sure that they're getting Davis and White right up the pitch and making sure they can't lurk off. It's not the best ball from Farrow, and Gidon does poach it. Butler takes it early. It's not a bad shot, and loops in over the top. In for 1-0 for Glenorchy Knights. Good hit. Farrow made a good leap at it. A little bit shell-shocked by the pass. Glenorchy going 1-0 up here. They've started very well. They can't say they haven't deserved it. It's been nicely organised from the team this time in white. And South Hobart, really for the second time this year, down, not leading. They'll be a little bit upset about how they organised that. It was just a lovely little press, and I thought Butler might have hit that a little bit early. That's no, straight in the top of the net. And straight back on the front foot will go Glenorchy, and I said this will be a massive win. It's a very long time to go in this game. It's only 22 minutes in.
Now we push on,
The shape of the league should shake things up big time. Even a point dropped between the top 2 might be devastating, especially with South Hobart going up to Devonport next week. What's thinking coming in? Is that playing on their minds just a little bit more than this game? And I don't think this is a Knights team you can ever take lightly. Very well coached. Have a lot of young talent on the side. But did it pretty late last week, South Hobart, against Kingborough. So never rule them out with the amount of potency they have. But they're just getting overrun in midfield at the moment. And again, that's that difference in how that sort of 4-2-2-2 shape that has been playing most of this season with. He's not going to be able to dominate in the central areas. Going to have to get it out in these wing areas. It's not a good clearance from Broadbent. He's been good early, but White can't bring it down. Gidon can't get through 2 challenges. Watkins coming in and shooting with her left foot. 2-footed player. Watkins, and there's a bit of conversion going on this season for South Hobart in terms of traditionally Watkins played on the wing, and last year in and out of the team last season with South. Magisa as well playing centre back. Played pretty much everywhere on the park though. Question her experience playing any position on the pitch really. Here's White. Roberts rolls past her. Brown trying to swing it back. And we're going through here. And out of play. Sorry about apologies for the technical issues today. We're dealing with a few things on the fly this morning. And it should be a little bit better. In comes Batchelor. To be White. And well away by the Knights' defence. Here's Chambers. Ball coming in. It's a squirting one through. Well taken away by Davis. And then nicely done again by Pinkovitz. It's been very lively in the Knights' goal. Ball coming in and away by Westwood. In comes Peart, going around a couple. Roberts is a little bit slow to react. Butler again, goal scorer. Comes in and away by Roberts. He's still slightly getting a fitness. White's well offside here. Bologna shouldn't follow her, and she does in the end. Coach wants an offside. Doesn't happen. I think Bologna did just play White back on side. Really should have just let her go wandering off there. Ball coming back out to the top. And away by Watkins.
Get under it. That's okay, Jess. That's okay. Let's get back shape. Good job, Jess. Some pushing on.
And we'll have another one for Batchelor to throw in. 1-0 to Glenorchy if you're just joining us again. Just apologies for a couple of little technical issues that we've been having. Hopefully we'll be able to get on top of those at half time. But it has been a cracking game if you have tuned in, and for the people here in attendance, beautiful Sunday afternoon. Really turned it on in the end in South Hobart. It's a nice ball up for Davis. Bologna has a bit of a tough one to deal with on the hop, and that will be a foul from Addison Broadbent. Low ball coming in and beats everyone. And again, Pinkovitch has been solid as Hollahead just gives her a little love tap on the way through. Off we go. Again, it's a long ball up. And away towards Butler. Charlotte Butler, the goal scorer. Good ball in. Christie hits it pretty well, well over the top in the end. Got onto it and loops it over the top. And we'll get it back out to Kanagisa. She'll launch it forward and up goes Shreve and away. And Broadbent playing wide on side very high up the ground. She could have probably let her go again. The striker will take all that space, but Glenorchy will recover okay and out for a corner. Just about half an hour gone here at South Hobart. South, since the goal's gone in, have been a little bit more lively, putting a bit more pressure on Glenorchy Knights' defence. Haven't had quite the control in the middle, Glenorchy. That's sort of been where they've been able to dominate a little bit. Lucy Roberts will toddle over to that far corner. And she will line up this one. Very good over a dead ball, Lucy Roberts. Again, coming back off a long ACL injury. It's a short corner. It's maybe not her best work. And probably G'd her up a little bit too much there. And I think it will be a matter of her just sort of getting her match fitness and getting back into the rhythm of things at WSL level. It's sort of only come back through the last couple of weeks as a sub, but starting today. She's got the help of Olahead in there, who's done very well for South throughout this whole season. Here's White anchoring that midfield. Watkins. Westwood has to go under it and above it again. Kanagisa goes long. Neal has a little bit of time. Chambers is going to run her down, and it's a bit dangerous, but it does well to use the body to keep it. Only as far as Batchelor, though, and she'll get the pressure straight back on the Knights. Here goes Olahead. And play the 1-2 with Chambers. Again, Chambers, just a little bit too much work to do off these little 1-2s she's getting. And I think this is just the way that Glenorchy have set up. They're being able to wall off South Hobart. They've had to play in these sorts of areas. They've got numbers, but it's not very threatening. Don misses that one. Christie's going to have to go in, and she'll do pretty well. Oh, Butler just shadowed off it by Westwood. And Kanagisa nicely spraying out that ball to Stalker, who's in a one-on-one. Ava Wiley trying to hold her up. Nicely done by Stalker. She's got some people at the top of the box. Olahead was waiting. I think if White maybe let that one go, Olahead would have been able to tee that one up. And now Knights have a bit of a break on. Ball comes through. Isn't handled well by Kanagisa, but Watkins tracking back well, uses her body. And gets it out to Kanagisa. Brown's going to try and put her under a little bit of pressure. Shading it so she can't play it down the line. Olahead. Loop ball back, but well taken down by Kanagisa, and she'll play a rocket of a pass into the middle. It's away by Shreve. Touched by Butler. And cops one on her way through. Kanagisa just a little bit sore after that one. Just got one on her thigh. 32 minutes gone. Glenorchy Knights with the goal lead. And a bit of a surprise going into this one. South Hobart have been rip-roaring away at the top of the table, really, and a 4-0 victory against the Knights a couple of weeks ago, and I think maybe just with that bye week, they got a bit of information, really able to plan for this one, Glenorchy. What could we do better? How could we approach it differently? And they've come up with a bit of an interesting little solution today with this back three. The midfield block that they're playing here, diamond midfield at the moment. Well done by Broadbent again. She's been a real workhorse in the middle there. Shreve trying to play a bit of a looping ball. Gidon gets smashed off it. Up goes Stalker into Christie. Butler and Westwood. Again, Westwood's had a little bit of difficulty under that high ball. That sun is a bit of an issue for the South Hobart defence. Here's a nice little opportunity for Knights. And that actually might have played a little bit of a factor in that goal for Knights. It was pretty well hit just perfectly over the top of Farrow, but that would have been directly into the sun for the South Hobart keeper. And that's well done again by the Glenorchy Knights defence. You can see that they're really taking on this challenge. Vichy Bologna just talking to Noah Mena in there as the referee. Making sure that he's seeing everything. There was a little bit of a knock in there, according to the coach. Nice ball in. Christie trying to loop it up. Butler onside, no flag up, but Brown will chase it down instead. So Farrow here, can she make up for her earlier blunder? That's a little bit better, but we'll put Watkins in a slightly compromising position. She's got Westwood inside, but just chooses to cut inside herself instead. It's Big pressure coming out from Knights again. Over Wiley, good ball in. Here's Brown. That's on her right. All ahead on the spot and using her big body well. Bit of shirt pulling going on, but probably from both players. And all ahead releases Chambers. Bologna, it's her on the chest. Davis, she's got White in the middle. White's unmarked. And the referee's seen something, and he's pulling it back for a free kick outside the box. So tried to give as much advantage as he could, and said, no, that's not the advantage that they expected. And they did well to crowd out Davis, not being able to get that ball across to White, but she was lurking there. Shreve was just a little bit slow in covering, and Roberts will come up and line this up on her left foot. Maybe not the best angle for a left footer. She's going to have to poke it over the wall. She goes up over the top of Pinkovic, who gets a hand on it, hits the crossbar. It's a bit of a mucky ball in the middle there. It just gets out for Knights, and they're going to have to clear this one quickly. Neil does thump it out in the end. That's to the delight of their supporters, who are in good voice here today. I think they've, again, right up for this one, Glenorchy Knights. That was a challenging ball from Lucy Roberts. Pinkovic has dealt well with those ones. And sometimes in women's football, you do see those ones just loop over the top of the keeper's head. And so it's a really good save. Those slightly floated balls, very, very difficult for a keeper to handle. It's a fascinating game so far here at Darcy Street. So Shreve will take. She'll go over the top. Bouncing ball for Butler. Nicely taken around, and Bronte get on. Smashes it over the crossbar. That's a golden opportunity for Glenorchy Knights to make it two. And this forward pressure from Glenorchy has been suffocating South Hobart when they've just been a bit indecisive. Haven't been able to play out the way they'd like. So Kanagisa will just say, I'll go long instead and put the pressure on to Summer Neal. Go up the line. We'll stay in. Batchelor will collect. He's got a little bit of time and hard work again by Jemima Brown. Wiley sort of half a header on that one. She'll stalk her off it. Not a ball that Broadbent would have wanted. Coming forward now. Nicely recovered by Broadbent, and does play a better ball this time. Christie can't control the ball. Watkins all ahead. She'll smash it on her left. We'll go into Brown. And played through again, South Hobart. Big foot in again by Wiley. A few different clubs the last couple of seasons. Kingborough last year. Made the trek up to Glenorchy this one. Glenorchy also not having Marcella Baez, who would be right up for this one, playing against her old club. And they've done pretty well again, but now South Hobart, they've had more of the ball over the last 10 or 15. Here's White. Chambers. Sort of herky-jerky style that she has, and well shown out by Summer Neal again. I hope Chambers is all right, just getting up. Smashed into the chain link fence a little bit. Neal's been doing well, and just make sure that she gives a little high five on the way out to South Hobart winger. Broadbent will get us back underway. It's a nice ball into Shreve. He gets it on the half turn as it's to Christie. Had a look at giving it to Ebony Pitt. And again, the pressure here. Pitt has to recover. Chambers stopping and starting. Watkins, who's swapped over with Batchelor, swap wings the South Hobart fullbacks. Watkins does have a strong left foot, so going for a slightly different look is Ken Morton. This time with the fullbacks. Watkins will try and play a ball in, and that's winded Neil fairly badly. She's getting up slowly. Another good foot in by Gadon. Neil. And Gadon can't get away. Just having a little chat. While Neil still down. Again, just caught that one right in the ribs, and they can take a little while just to recover from. See, she's trying to suck in those breaths, and just not the sort of action you really want playing game of football. Either falconed or straight in the chest. And the referee trying to get them back underway. Watkins. She'll put it up the line. Chambers. We'll go to Watkins. There's the happy birthday coming through from some of the South Hobart supporters. Away it goes again. There goes Gadon. And Butler. Take it away. And it goes again. And away by Westwood. Here goes Gadon. Oh, a little nutmeg on Jemima Brown. Back in towards the South Hobart midfield. Batchelor this time on the right. She can't get through. We're inching towards half-time. Batchelor will chuck it in, and Olahead will grab it. Ahead again. Nicely well won by Jess Shreve. Don't have any width here, Knights, though. And Shreve wants to get it wide, and she'll just say, chase after it. Get out in the position that we want you to. Knights throw. And this is a very dangerous point of the game here. It could be like a bit of a bad time for either team to concede. Here's White. Will she try and release Jemima Brown? In comes Shreve. Now it's Gadon. It's a little bit of a shirt pull, but plays it through. Butler swung up to the back post. Farrow has to come flying for it. And away goes Charlotte Butler, able to keep that one out. Another threatening ball in from Butler, who might have been one of the best on the pitch, obviously with the goal. And Shreve does win a nice ball for Glenorchy there. Comes again. Chambers away. And Broadbent judges that one very well off a bit of a hard bit of turf to read it. South will get it again, launch it forward in the right direction. Shreve just pokes it out. Here's Ebony Pitt. She's got Butler in space. Watkins has come forward to press. Now it's a 2-on-2. Kanagis is coming across. Butler plays it to Brown. Can she get it one more? Does get blocked away. Christie gets there first though. Now Pitt has time to spread it wide. Nicely cut inside by Wiley. Again, snuffed out by Laura Davis, who's had to come very deep and playing almost as a 10 for the last little bit. And letting Jasmine White lead the line. Here is Jasmine White. She'll put the afterburners on. You can see the speed. Diminutive South Hobart striker and tries to swing it in. We'll go out for a corner, but this is the threatening time. If you're Knights, you do not want to concede right at the stroke of half-time, and conversely, South Hobart will be wanting to go back in level in the sheds. It's a very, very different equation. What sort of team talk you're going to give, how much confidence you're going to have. Roberts, her first effort wasn't the best. The free kick was a lot better, so she will swing it in. It's low again, and another poor delivery. She'll go again. This one's better. Floated up to the back post. Overhead's there, and she nods it in at the back stick. Got the second bite of the cherry, Lucy Roberts, and Overhead just poaching off the back. And as I said, not the time of the game if you're a Glenorchy Knights supporter. You want to see that goal go in, but conversely, South Hobart getting a little bit of momentum back just on the stroke of half-time. And knotting it up 1-1 here at Darcy Street. That will give South Hobart a lot of confidence going into the sheds at half-time. And there it is. There is the half-time whistle, much to the Knights' frustration. And here's 1-1. Charlotte Butler taking Glenorchy up ahead, and then just as you saw then, the stroke of half-time, Kate Olahead with the equalising goal for South Hobart. Glenorchy probably deserved their lead for most of that half, and South able to build some more pressure and come away 1-1 at half-time. So all to play for here at Darcy Street. Hope you'll join me for it. Should be an absolute cracker. We'll see you here in just a few moments.
Like it. With Macca's new $6.95 McSmart meal, you can choose your favourite side. I like it. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus pick a side for just $6.95. Available every day. I like it. With Macca's new $6.95 McSmart meal, you can choose your favourite side. I like it. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus pick a side for just $6.95. Available every day. I like it. With Macca's new $6.95 McSmart meal, you can choose your favourite side. I like it. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus pick a side for just $6.95. Available every day. I like it. With Macca's new $6.95 McSmart meal, you can choose your favourite side. I like it. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus pick a side for just $6.95. Available every day. I like it. With Macca's new $6.95 McSmart meal, you can choose your favourite side. I like it. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus pick a side for just $6.95. Available every day.
Yeah, no, I've got it. No, I understand now. Okay. So number 2 is fine, and then number 1. All right. Yep. Okay. Yep, check. That sounds fine in the cans, so. Yep. Okay. I think that hopefully I won't peak it. All right. I will. Yeah, I'll try and hunt down this fella in a minute, but yeah, it seems like it's all set up. Yeah, he said he's feeling fine. He's zooming okay. I had a quick look at what he was doing. welcome back to Darcy Street for the second half of this round 9 matchup between South Hobart and Glenorchy Knights. It's been a cracking first half with 1-1 scoreline. Glenorchy leading for the most of it, and South Hobart just coming back at the end to knot it up. Hopefully we've sorted out our technical issues today. Apologies again if you have been impacted by it, but it's great. Trying to sort things out a little bit on the fly, like broadcasting, you know how it is. Beautiful afternoon as we get back underway for this second half. As I said, the Knights very impressive in that first half. Able to really control the midfield for large periods of that first half hour. South Hobart, I think just through the sheer will and sort of physicality, skill, able to come back and knot it up, and Lucy Roberts with the assist to set that one up. And Olahead, scorer, here goes Davis. What has Ken Morton said at halftime? Give instructions to the South Hobart girls, seeing if there's much of a response and there's any tweaks from both sides. I think this Bologna have been happy with how the system set up. Really innovative little midfield setup that he's gone with. A little bit of a diamond. Let's go through and up and away. Davis, Brown, and Roberts again thumps it back in. And I think this will be the challenge for Knights in this second half, is the sun. You can see how bright it is over there. Referee, see that the lines person down on the right-hand side. Their flag up. So ball went out. It's taken quickly by Olahead. Around by Chambers. She'll squirt it in. Little touch on by White. And collected well by Pinkovitz. Again, with that sun streaming straight into her eyes. Should be an easier task for South Hobart defenders to sort of marshal those longer balls. Is Butler, goal scorer. She tries to go through 2 South Hobart players. A bit ill-advised, but Lou Batchelor, she's changed boots at half sign. It's out of play. So with the long sleeves. This ball comes in. Pitt. Butler. And away. And out of play again. And this Glenorchy Knights midfield block has made it very hard for Davis and White to get service. You can see maybe South kind of setting up a little bit less in that 4-2-2-2. Davis coming back in as an out-and-out 10, and it looks like Stalker's sitting a bit higher. Here she is now. Caitlin Stalker hits it well and over the top of Pinkovitz and finds the top corner. Floated well over the top of the Glenorchy Knights keeper, and that's 2 in quick succession, minus the half-time break for South Hobart. And a really strong start for the team in red. They're just a little bit too, I guess, experience for this Knights team might be the answer here. I think after that goal went in, it's just a shift of momentum completely. Always hate to concede right on the brink of halftime, any team. And as I said, it just changes that conversation that the coaches will have, changes the vibe in the locker room. And now a second goal for Knights, a lovely finish by Stalker. Thumped away by Westwood. A very good finish by Stalker. Pinkovitz, really no chance just with the height on that ball. Looped right in the top corner. And a nice finish for an unsung, I'd say, player in the South Hobart side, but managed to keep hold of that starting position despite pressure from a lot of different players who play that wing position. Olivia Browning on the starting team today. And that might be just that. We need to go with that two in midfield instead, Ken Morton. It's well done by Shreve. Lines up, not on their preferred side, and had to really twist their body. Got a bit of a call from the sideline to have a shot. Does have a good boot on her, Jess Shreve, but maybe a little bit too far out given the way that her body balance was shifting. Also have Elkie Peterson and Josie Mamich sort of in and around those attacking spots. South Hobart just have insane attacking depth, really, for really any level in Devonport, who have been out and away the best team in the state for the last 2 years. They don't have the depth that South Hobart do in terms of who they can put on the park, but really a bit more of a symbiotic relationship between them. But here's Stalker again. She is playing that higher role now. Stands up her defender. Goes low this time looking for White. Davis goes again low as well. Someone just having to really put the foot down and have a shot there rather than passing it right into the 6-yard box. Away goes Batchelor. And that will be offside for South Hobart. And now Knights in position they haven't really been in all game. As you can see, Josie Mamich just getting some instruction on the sideline. That's not a sight you want to see if you're a Knights defender. Just, oh geez, we've got through an hour of this game, and Josie Mamich just fresh as a daisy coming on to the park. One of the top scorers of last season. Chambers now using her pace well. Neil's held her pretty well all day today. Neil will play it out. Come straight back in with a looping ball from Batchelor. It's a chaotic ball. No one really standing up for it. Davis gets there first. Sets it up for strike partner Stalker. Stalker bringing it down. Plays it back, and well done by Butler to get there in front of Lucy Roberts. And by Butler again. Nicely done by White. All ahead. Person who scored the equaliser. Big tackle by Summerneil again. It's been great out there, but Chambers straight back in there. Did get pulled down from behind, and that will be a free kick. It's a definite pull from Neil. The commentator's curse has been running rife today. Been stitching a few players up with that, and just giving Neil the big ups, and then gives away a free kick in a pretty dangerous spot. Roberts got very close earlier today from this sort of range, this sort of position on the other side of the pitch. Again, not the best angle for a left footer, but Pinkovic does have the sun to deal with this time. Just stand it up. Pinkovic well held. All right, where that sun would be, but she handles it well. She's been pretty impressive in that Glenorchy goal. Hasn't really made much of a mistake today. Maybe a question on that goal, but really that was well over her head and well placed by Caitlin Stalker. 2-1 to South Hobart, and they'll be really wanting to go into the cup final next week with a bit of confidence. For Knights, said this one, a bit of a revenge game really after South Hobart dealt with it pretty easily in that cup match-up a couple of weeks ago. It's a low ball from Kanagisa. Not her best effort. Gidon on the drive. Assessing her option, she'll go forward, trying to play one of her little threaded passes. A bit crispy out wide. Shreve will try for... Oh, actually, no, she won't. She'll turn back into trouble. All ahead, and Shreve going at it. Christie and all ahead. This size mismatch, but all ahead can't get there. Goes Butler. Christie strong on the left foot. What you want to do, take it around. Farrow will take another short one. Hasn't had a lot of work to do, save for the goal. A couple of long-range shots coming from the likes of Jemima Brown for Glenorchy. That's well blocked off by Wiley. Ball through towards Chambers. Doesn't get there. Neal running forward now through the middle. So Pitt running forward. Chambers will try and release. That clearance doesn't go too far. Stalker, the goal scorer. She'll come through. And it will be nicely weaved by Chambers, and dangerous ball sort of floating towards that top of the box area. Out of play. And substitution will be made for South Hobart. A very attacking sub, potentially this. Lucy Roberts getting through 55 minutes of football. She's just building herself back up. Got an assist for her troubles. Again, coming off that long injury, and she'll be happy just to be getting through minutes at the moment. Contributed well through patches, and Josie Mamich, number 9 on her back, coming on. And interesting what sort of shape they'll go with South Hobart here. White trying to skim around the outside. There goes Batchelor. And just gets clipped for a South Hobart free kick on the heels of Laura Davis. Kanagisa will step up for this one with Roberts coming off the pitch. Well, a bit of a sniff for Glenorchy here. 3-1, I think that will be end of story for them. So have to be alert here. Kanagisa with a nice ball in. It's attacked well by Mamich. Down to Davis. It takes a deflection. That was going towards the side netting. Big block coming in, I think from Ebony Pitt. Pinkovitz gets it going pretty quickly. Maybe not the best decision. She'll just have to launch it forward into path of no one except South Hobart shirt. Good touchdown again from White, who's been doing some good one-percenters. It's pulled off trigger, and Davis just off the top of the crossbar. Pinkovitz do a lot of work above her head today. That one had the Knights keeper troubled. She'll be very happy to take that short as Broadbent playing out. Again, I don't know if playing out from Knights is doing much for them, especially with Mamich, who's as fresh as the days are coming on. She'll hit it quickly and very soft off her left foot. I think it's again, Knights have just got to get this forward and try and get it out past this high press of South Hobart. They've got 5 players forward. Mamich and Davis playing kind of as double 10s here. Olahead, the only one sitting behind the ball. It's a little bit underhit by Batchelor. Brown can't take it round Kanagisa. Get on can. Butler also flicks it in front. She'll try to hit it early. Takes a bit of a stutter step. Don's there. Big spin. Got Christie running for her, but Mamich takes an air swing and does get fouled. Just pulled down a little bit by Christie. And it's a little bit sore substitute just coming on. That was a nice, sort of promising piece of play from Glenorchy. I think both teams, if they can put their forward press on, they really trouble each other pretty well. South haven't looked crisp playing out, and again, they've got a lot of players quite high. I don't know if you can see on the broadcast, but really, it's White, it's Stalker, it's Chambers, 3 very high attackers, and then Glenorchy and Davis, two. I think they were number 1 and 2, or maybe Whitney Knight was up there as well. Very high in the Golden Boot last season, both players playing as sort of high midfielders. South, it's sort of glass cannon build. That's White getting around the outside. Which means if they are put under pressure, it means their defence have to be accountable. And to be fair to them, they have been pretty good today. Away the ball goes by Batchelor. In some ways, it's a more traditional formation, even though it's maybe not the players you'd have in those roles. The 4-4-2 with the kind of attacking midfielders on either side. It is very 2004. There's anything necessarily wrong with that. I think it just means what Glenorchy are doing with their sort of triangle midfield. I mean, they'll be able to smash them in that midfield area, and they just haven't had the same effect. Victor Bologna will try and change things up now with their first sub of the day. It's like Zara McLeod coming on as someone's gone off over the far side. Summer Neal, who I thought had a pretty good game, especially in that first half. Was a rock down there for Glenorchy. She does look a little bit sore, I think, after that sort of winded play in the first half. Hasn't quite had her legs. Well done by Davis. And this is what South Hobart can do. They can just press you extremely effectively. Laura Davis nicking it off Jess Shreve. There's White. South Hobart just getting it down again. Ollington this time, we missed to mention, has come on. Bologna, she'll play out, and it will be Shreve. Here comes Christie now. Ball for Brown. She'll cut inside. Ollington with fresher legs though. All ahead. Able to clean up nicely. And down the line goes Ruby Batchelor. Bologna. Pressed by Davis. Stalker not able to get there as we have a quick break in play. Have play it down. Just taking a fair bit of time. Laura Davis looks quite sore. And she's limping off. A little bit of a turned ankle. Whether South will make a bit of a change here. Again, big cup final coming up next week. I don't think they want to risk anything, and they do have the attacking players to replace Davis just in the meantime. They will go down to 10 players, and Glenorchy will take the drop ball and thump it forward. Will Glenorchy be able to just take a little bit of pressure off? They've been under the pump in this second half. Nicely done by Don again. Really like to watch her operate through the middle. Oh, the Christie through ball was on. Aguali made a good run forward. McLeod trying to play a ball through. And 2-1 here at Darcy Street. Fascinating game. The team's just started to tire a little bit now coming into the last half hour of the game. And South looking at options to freshen up, and do have Elkie Peterson and Ollie Browning on the team sheet. Whether they're ready to go or not, another question. Looks like Davis has had a quick freshen up, drink of water. Testing out that ankle though, and looks like she's ready to come back on in a second, and South will just be happy to hold on to this for the moment while there's still down a player. Kanagisa cannons one on, and referee not letting Davis on just yet, and there we go, as she just makes her way back on. Comes Bachelor and away. Another corner for South Hobart. Roberts has gone off. Overhead scored basically off a corner. It's a flick on by Kanagisa. That was very, very close of finding the side netting. And I guess the right side of the post. To find the side netting on the other side of the post. As Glenorchy will try and play out here. Broadbent. Bologna. So hop, skip and a jump. She loads up. It's a nice play from Pitt. Cloud just hurried off it a little bit. I think, again, it's probably where you might see the difference a little bit in the teams today is that placement quality off the bench. A lot of youth Glenorchy Knights, and they'll want to make sure that they're getting minutes into those players, but slight drop off. But here's Brown. She gets a nice toe in. Get past Ollington. Mamich coming back hard. That's the set up for Christie. I think Mamich with the fresh legs, she'll get there and just boots it into the old stand. And this deeper role for Josie Mamich. That'd be a good little option for Ken Morton. Hard running, able to carry the ball through the middle a bit for them. Occasion you can see she's just going to work hard, no matter where she's playing. She'll get it again here. It's a nice ball. Ollington. Now by Westwood. Taken well down by Shreve. Gidon. It's time for Wiley. Doesn't have many options to go with, so he has to take on two South Hobart players. Does decently well to get it through to Brown. Still going, Wiley. Cuts inside. Up and down. Butler's there. To the back of Batchelor. Nice touch from Chambers. Now Davis rampaging forward. That's a decent ball, but Broadbent and Pinkovitz in good position. Nodded down by Stalker now. Launched forward by Mamich, who was trying to catch Broadbent napping. Won by Olahead, who, with that goal, one of the best on ground, and then again, Conte's cursed her up and loses the ball in that occasion. Knight's trying to put a bit more pressure on through that midfield, and that's what they were doing so well in that first half. Not giving likes of Olahead and Roberts much time to play in the middle. Done well again there. Here's Gidon. 1-2 with McLeod. Butler goes forward again, skips past Brown. Can she chase it down? Farrow comes for it, and Brown almost got there. Sliding out Jenna Farrow. Don't have to question her bravery. Very hard at the football. Bouncing ball through. And McLeod. Christie. Wiley again, rampaging forward from left back. Ball through to Brown. Puts it down. Here goes Wiley. Tries to cut inside again. No Rich alert to it that time. Tried one too many times. As Stalker passes a little bit behind her. Broadbent. Wiley. Just nicks it off. Big sliding challenge from Namich. Gets the ball first. Finds White, and that's well done by Bologna. It's in open play. Knight's defence has been very good. Obviously that first goal coming from post header off the corner. The second probably could question a little bit. One-on-one battle there. Stalker's finish was quality from where she took it. There is one of the goal scorers, Olahead. Ball from Chambers over the top of Pinkovitz. Davis at the back post lurking. She'll collect the ball. Big challenge from Wiley. It's a good one.
No, Emma!
And absolutely done in the challenge. We'll dive in a little bit and there. Again, Broadbent. Foot in. Just holding out for now, Glenorchy Knights. They're still in with a shot of getting a point here. 15 minutes to go, anything can happen. It's been, as I said, a cracking game. And you see the intensity just ratcheting up a notch here. Christie in hard. Referee's picked up a free kick. Maybe Charlotte Butler just in the back there. Wellington will take the sliced ball, but equally dangerous. Broadbent done well. Pace from Mamich again. And the referee's picked up another free kick. A bit of a question for the crowd whether it was there or not, but the defender definitely didn't get the ball. Whether they got any of Mamich either. No. Another question? Mamich got there first, so can't really question whose possession it should be in. And Kanagisa has come up. Chip it into the danger zone. Pinkovitz comes. It's a big header away. I think Ava Wiley had to put her body on the line there. A few Knights players strewn across the ground. Wiley maybe a bit winded. Just Shreve just in there as well. A little bit of a limp. This has been a slight difference in the game as well. South's just a little bit more physical, more experienced. Half decent ball comes up to White, half volley, well away by Christie. Butler has to challenge Batchelor, does pretty well. Don's on her own. Mamich though, just the absolute pace of Mamich on the return, and this is really good scrambling defence from South Hobart. Really snuffing out this counter-attack well, and then this Mamich. They might have another life as a defensive midfielder. That's the way she works hard back. Got a bit of space over the right-hand side. It's just a little bit too direct for the Knights. Now Farrow happy to take a little bit of time off the clock. It's not a comfortable lead for South Hobart. They've definitely been the better team in this second half, but it's only a goal. I think they will want to push for another one if they possibly can. Anything can happen in games like this. It's been a good intensity game. In some ways, a good tune-up for South Hobart to be this challenged. And so I think Devonport will bring a different challenge to them next week. I think if Valentine is watching, they seem to work with how South have been setting up. It's just quite aggressive, and if they can't press through, they don't have as much to deal with. Westwood's come all the way back. All ahead. It's a little bit under hit. Butler, who scored in a similar fashion in the second half and just loops away from Bron to get on. And it's been a little bit nervy playing out for South Hobart today. I don't think they've had really strong options from when Olahead has been able to get it on the half turn. Again, they just don't have those traditional midfielders. They're playing with Davis and Mamich as their number 10s. Yeah. Out and out strikers really previous seasons. Jasmine White as well. I mean, get them all on the park, but I think I want Roberts at full fitness as quick as they can, South Hobart. Glenorchy do make a substitution and will bring off Bronte Giddon and Charlotte Butler. I think they've both had strong games. Butler obviously scoring the goal. Always classy in that midfield for Glenorchy Knights. Haley Carr is one of the replacements. Interesting change from Avitsa Bologna. Probably two of their better players, or at least bigger name players. Today, pretty good. I think maybe just towards the end, Giddon a little bit starting to tire, which is understandable given the amount of work she got through. Haley Carr getting her first touch of the peel. So that ball comes in. Little bouncing ball. Carr. Christie. Shreve thumps it early. Does have a bit of a range on her, but that's not one of her best efforts. The team sheet's a little bit wrong as a player is down. It's like a very serious little head knock. I think people are really concerned just the way that the Glenorchy teammates were ready to move towards the player. I don't know who it is who's down over there. Let's give the physio a bit of time to herself. I think Maddie Lennox has come on, but she's wearing different shirts what she's listed on the team sheet. I think that's because often a backup keeper has played keeper in the past. Just changing out of that shirt. Send your C back through to dribble. This is fairly serious. It's Jemima Brown out there. It's in quite a bit of pain, actually. Just limping off at the moment with the support of her teammates. Just averting you from that at the moment. Yeah, it looks like a painful one. Hopefully not a knee injury. Nice talent. She's not putting any weight on that at all. Maybe a turned ankle, maybe a knee. I won't speculate. She doesn't look too good at all. That is a big blow for Glenorchy Knights, as does get a cheer off for getting off the ground. They really won't want to see a long-term injury for such a talented player. It's really, an unfortunate one for Glenorchy. Still in this game, they have been taking on Brown to cause some issues, but it doesn't sound too good down there on the sideline. Wish her all the best. As I guess in these situations, the game has to go on, and the referee will get it back underway. We'll be able to keep you updated through their social media throughout the week, and White will put them straight under pressure. She goes, cuts inside. Shout for a penalty. I think Bologna got enough of the ball. Let's just take a second to get our breath, and I think South Hobart will also make a substitution as well, with Jasmine White coming off. Leah Browning is the one who's getting set up to come on for South Hobart. It's a tough day out for Jasmine White. She's been running hard, causing some problems, but held pretty well from the Glenorchy defence, and Browning will just add a little bit of a different dimension, and you'd assume one of Davis, looks like Manage actually, who go up forward for them. So just a little bit of added security for South Hobart. I think that probably needed to be made. I know Browning sort of plays pretty advanced in her midfield role as well, but she is more of a traditional midfielder, at least has been playing in those roles the last few years, as Chambers turns on her left. She's come out onto the right wing here. So a little bit of a flick of the magnets from the South Hobart coaching staff. Did see Simon Stankovic, I think one of the assistant coaches, having a board out there for South Hobart earlier. They've made a big shift here, as Chambers will put Wiley straight under pressure. Hanging ball up. Mitchell will not on. Yeah, Stalker's gone over to that left-hand side. And away it goes, up towards Carr. And Morgan Holmes is the sub for Glenorchy, who did come on for Jemima Brown. Again, to see how serious that injury is. Come through away by Bologna. In again. And Shreve. Goes Browning. Lennox running hard. Broadbent will have to be clean here, and she is. Does well with a big clearance. Back in by Ellington. Christie with Two South Hobart players on it, no foul. Press again by Lennox. I think it's a little injection of pace. A good little way to finish for Glenorchy Knights. Getting a little bit tired, so got Lennox out there. Holmes, who's pressing at the moment. If they can't fashion a little opportunity here. McLeod with the tackle, but they're able to recover. Davis, she's head down, running through all of the Glenorchy Knights midfield. Christie's trying to hang with her. Bologna comes across and finally makes a challenge. Davis, once she gets her head down, she'll just keep going, keep rolling. Away by Carr again. And now South Hobart will reload. Westwood, Chambers, well done by Wiley. He's had a good second half. Again, put the mockers on it. He's done well with that challenge, just to give it away from Chambers. Hasn't really had as much space as she would have liked out on the wing today, but always works very hard. Runs through a lot of running. Here's Lennox though, the soft turnover. It's not the best ball through. Shreve. Two Knights players in there. All ahead. Calm head. Come back for Westwood. All ahead. Nice and calm. Long from Ollington and away by Broadbent again. Broadbent and Bologna in the votes for Knights today. It's a lot of work to do, and they've done pretty well just in those sweeping up kind of moments. And that South want to put those balls in behind. They want to run, challenge you. Especially with Josie Mamich on for more than half an hour that she's had on, but still a good amount of time just for the legs to work. It's a bit of a ricochet, and there's a handball. Davis just getting her elbows slightly up. Didn't want to cop one in the chest, fair enough. Ricochet could have been devastating if she get her hands up. Bits will try and launch it forward. Glenorchy now, all hands on deck for the last 4 minutes. Can they knot it up? Haven't had a lot of attacking thrust in this second half. They have had a little bit of success turning the ball over. So if South Hobart, Broadbent will have to be clean again and chops it away well. All ahead. Really brings it down. Surrounded by 3 Glenorchy shirts though. Big challenge there, and the referee does say Westwood blocked off Morgan Holmes there. And a yellow card stopping an attacking play. I think Westwood wouldn't worry about that one too much, given if Holmes got through that. Could have been a pretty good opportunity for Knights. Instead, it's a deep free kick, and against South Hobart, just a little bit more height, a little bit more experience. I think they've had a better time of it in the set-piece battle today. Shreve's ball's a bit long. Farrow eats those for breakfast. Big pressure again by Lennox, who goes straight through the back of Ollington. A little bit cynical. Having too much of that. Apology, just shaking it off though. Westwood get it underway. Kanagisa dropping off. The South have been in a little bit of trouble, so Kanagisa tries to launch it forward, but again it's that wall of Glenorchy Knights players. Holmes. Pitt needs to get there, she does. Bologna. Christie. Nicely done. Knights have a bit of momentum from the crowd at Chambers again. Just keeps running. Nicely done by Broadbent. She goes forward. Lennox is in some space. It just tips over the top of her. And we'll just settle down for Kanagisa. 1 minute of normal time left. Have a little bit of injury time given the injury to Jemima Brown, and that's some news coming out of today's game. For Knights, they do have a little bit of time with the public holiday coming up, no game for the Statewide Cup weekend. That would have been another challenge for the coaching staff at Knights, really, just with the Cup weekend, the bye game, and then another bye for Cup weekend. And I guess that's what you get for not making it far in the Cup. But again, normally scheduling in the WSL means that bye timing can be quite devastating. I remember Alistair Russell last year for South Hobart talking quite a lot about how that much affected his team. South Hobart last season getting out in the Cup a little bit earlier than they would have liked, but those byes coming at some awkward timing for some of the teams. And South will just want to box it into this corner here. This will be a big 3 points for them. I think they've been thoroughly challenged today, and they've come out with it with at the moment, a 2-1 lead. It's not over quite yet. And I think this is the improvement that Bologna will want to see throughout the season. And I think everyone who's a close watcher of the WSL knows that Glenorchy Knights are a strong challenge to any team on their day. To get a tie up at Valley Road last season, I think some of the only points that Devonport conceded at all last year. Comes in from Browning. It's a decent ball. Kanagisa was roaming at the back post. Doesn't find the back netting. And yeah, it's just that consistency of performance for Knights. And I think for South Hobart, again, they've been thoroughly challenged, but they've just used that experience. Hasn't been the prettiest performance from there. Not that fluid in how they've scored their goals. It's Olahead using her physicality at the back stick to get that first goal back and really timing it well. It's almost the story of the game, is conceding a goal just before half-time, especially at 1-0, but any time really can swing the scales of the game. And straight after that, Caitlin Stalker had a bit of a formational shift for South Hobart, playing slightly higher up the park, and I think that also made defensive equation a little bit harder for Glenorchy. They could just bank players in that midfield area. Lennox can't get through. And we'll go away from Stalker, the goal scorer. South Hobart, interesting what the MVP votes would come out today. Olahead with one of the goals. A lot of work today. Davis will shoot from range. It hasn't been the most successful game for some of the more storied strikers of this competition. Mamich only playing just over half an hour. Davis and White as well held by Glenorchy. Here's Mamich, she'll tee up Browning. She's got some space. Goes around one. Chambers just floating out wide. She'll want back on her left. She'll pull it and chip it over the top and finish it off in style for South Hobart. Much to the delight of the Darcy Street crowd. Deep into stoppage time, and they will get that third goal and make it beyond doubt that South will pick up all 3 points from today. I think Maddie Chambers has deserved that with the amount of work that she's done today, and she'll also get a 30-second break as I think the referee's saying, I'm just about to blow the whistle. And there it goes. That will be all 3 points for South Hobart. Haven't been without challenge today. It's been a strong performance for the team in red as Glenorchy really brought it to them today. I think they'll feel a little bit disappointed that they weren't able to get a point out of that game. Played some good football at times. Again, that's just the difference. And South will roll into Valley Road next week, next Monday on King's birthday, for the big statewide cup final with a win in the books. I think we'll all be looking forward to that one, and I hope you'll join us for it again on Football Tasmania TV. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. My name's Alex Mummery, and we will see you next time.